All right, good evening to you once again. This is Corporate Live Show with McAden. It is another Friday evening. I'm so excited we'll be doing this again. Today being a Friday in the month of October. Yes, it's a wonderful month. It's gonna be an interesting conversation for this wonderful month. As we go on in the conversation tonight, remember tonight we are discussing a topic that is very important, peculiar to you as a professional. And I have a special guest in the house today who will be discussing this matter with us. Remember, the topic is understanding the impact of tech education on national growth. Tech education on national growth. What do you think about the topic? Let's hear from your hand as an audience on the conversation today. Remember, this is Corporate Live. My name is Adeniyi Macarthy, and I am your host. You can always refer to me as McAden. So tonight we'll be discussing this topic, and tonight we have a special guest in the house who will be doing this with us, and he will be flashing all questions, all things, any angle you may be coming from to share with us. And remember, as usual, as our practice is on this platform. Anytime we come live like this, we always like to know who is joining us. Who is joining us? Where are you joining us from? Drop it in that comment section. Let's get to meet you. Let's get to know where you are joining us from tonight. It's going to be a fantastic conversation as usual, and it's going to be an engageful conversation as we've always promised you, and we've never come short of our promises. And tonight, I believe we will not do that. We will not come short of our promises. So tonight's conversation is going to start right now. But in the meantime, drop a comment in the comment section. Let's get to meet you. Let's get to know where you are joining us from. Tonight is going to be one weekend, one Friday evening that you will say, oh yes, thank God it is Friday, and it's going to be a Friday indeed. And I can promise you that it's going to be a Friday indeed. So drop in the comment section if you're joining us. If you are joining us right now, the only way you can know if you're joining us is by, dropping that comment in the comment section. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook, we're streaming live on LinkedIn, we're streaming live also on YouTube. So in any of those platforms, wherever you're joining us, drop a comment in that comment section. Let's get to know you. Let's get to know where you are joining us from tonight. It's going to be a conversation, like I said earlier on. So, but then I must say that I am not here in the studio alone to have this conversation with us tonight. I'm here with a guest who is prepared, and he's ready to educate us and help us understand what's the impact of tech education on the. And remember, there is no nation without a people. The nation is formed by the people, and that's a democratic definition says that the government of the people, by the people, for the people. So the people. So let's just move on. That's not what we're talking about today, but we're talking about understanding the impact of education in the nation. Understanding what? The impact of tech education on the national growth. So we will continue with the conversation shortly. Just give me a moment. I will return back when I will be introducing our guests. Meanwhile, drop that comment in the comment section as we continue with the conversation tonight. All right. Welcome back, and we're going straight to the conversation. As I promised you earlier, it's time for us to dive into the conversation. My guest is ready. He's here in the studio with me, and I would let him do a little bit of introduction by himself. And I don't want to overflow it, and I don't want to underflow it. So let him do the introduction. Mr. Eyo, thank you very much. Aniebiet Eyo, thank you very much for joining us in the show. I mean, in the studio tonight. Having you is a wonderful one, and I'm sure it's going to be an exciting conversation for us on the show tonight. Mr. Eyo, please say something. You're welcome to the studio. This is Corporate Live Show with McAden. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, McCarthy. Thank you so much. Thank you for the warm invite. I really appreciate the show, and seeing that it has been consistent for over a year now, it's laudable. It's worth celebrating. Again, well done. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Putting this up has not really been an easy stuff on your end. I could understand juggling this with your work and other activities. It's quite amazing putting this together. Well done once again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I'm not a man of many words.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Mr. Eyo, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what qualifies you. I mean, to be speaking to us on this particular topic we're considering today on the show.
Okay, if it's what qualifies me to be speaking, I think you are actually the one supposed to be speaking, because when seeing your credential and everything, and seeing that you put up something like this, it places you at the very point to be the one speaking. But
thank you.
Thank you again for the warm invite.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So tonight is going to be a conversation, and the audience, please, as you join us in the conversation, please drop your comment. Let's get to know where you are joining us from. Let's get to know who is actually joining us live and direct. Remember, you can always watch the replay version of this live session on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Yeah, on LinkedIn. And one of the anniversary package for us is the fact that, yes, Corporate Live Show now has its own LinkedIn handle. It has its own YouTube handle. It now has its own Facebook page. So everything will now run from next month on Corporate Live Show handles for each of those platforms. So you don't necessarily have to join me on my home personal handle going forward from next month. So thank you very much. Those are the things we're putting in place for a wonderful anniversary with us. I mean, on the team, and we hope that you enjoy us as we continue with the conversation tonight. And then Mr. Eyo is there to share with us. Mr. Eyo, what do you think about the topic we're considering tonight? Before we dive into the questions that we have today.
All right, to me the topic is a great one. It's the issues around tech. It's a serious topic to be discussed. It's a topic that everyone should know. It's a session that everyone should connect to. The discussions around tech, yes, they might be parading around, they might be enormous, there might be, so much around. but still we haven't still got enough. We still need to, bring up sessions like this. We still need to, shoot up events, shoot up shows, shoot up enlightenment session, which this session actually plays as one of them, so that people can gradually get to the understanding of tech. And we understand that the growth, in terms of globality in this part of the world, is not that strong. So in the light of that, we need to bring the knowledge of tech closer to everyone, because tech actually is a solution oriented system. So as far as it solves problems for the society, everyone needs to know about it. And tech is a vast topic that we can't exhaust on this call. But this call, I see places, a background, places, some forms of understanding to which we are going to go into around the education course. You really need to get the education. You really need to arm yourself with the tool of education in order to, progress in whichever area. And so I see this topic as a foundation to something bigger. You understand? This could be like the bedrock to some other big tech event, some other big enlightenment session around the tech space. This event, believe me, it's a great one, and I believe a lot of people will get, understandings around certain things. And I'm not just here to speak, and I'm also here to learn, especially having McCarthy by the side. And I believe we have other brilliant fans joining in. So it's an opportunity for me to also learn and also grow. I might not know enough. I sincerely do not know enough. So thank you very much once again. This show is apt. This topic is apt for the season, and I believe we'll get the value that we need to get on this show. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Wonderfully said and wonderfully put across to everyone. Simplified enough for your understanding and your action, so that you can pick one or two things from this world conversation tonight and be able to do something in the direction to adopt meaningfully tech education for your business, for your endeavor, whatever you do as a professional at all. This topic concerns you. So going and diving deep into the conversation, we have some lineup questions for Mr. Eyo, and he will be helping us with those questions tonight. And I'll be starting from question number 1. But before then, remember, this is Corporate Life Show with McAden. We're celebrating 1 year anniversary on the show, and it's a wonderful one. It's an exciting moment for us on the team at Corporate Life Show. So please join us, celebrate us as we go on and on towards make announcements about our anniversary. Yes, it's been 1 year, top 1 year. Consistency is one of the things that we did. We were able to manage through the 1 year, and for the next 1 year, we've been making sure to put things in place to get you the best conversation on the show on Friday evenings as we have it here today. So going forward, we'll be diving deep into the conversation tonight, and let me ask Mr. Eyo, because I like to start my conversation every time I have a guest on the show from the place of understanding. And so let's come here. Let's this particular question, and in 2 minutes, I don't know how you can manage that. What do you understand about tech education, national growth, and its relevance?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. First, I would want to begin with the etymology of technology. The word technology is from 2 Greek words, techie and logia. We understand the logia sequence. There are a lot of words in the English lexicon that have that logic. So we understand that anytime we hear about logic, it has to do with the study of something. You understand?
Yes.
So techie on the other side means craft, means art. You understand? If we join it together, it could mean the study, the study of technology, so to say. You understand? And then I consider tech as, permit me to put it this way in my own words, a cross-border skill, in the sense that this is having a tech skill gives you an opportunity to work globally on the global stage. You understand? And as a result of this, being that tech place you on the global scale, being that it's a skill that has cross-border relevance. Meaning that you can be in Nigeria and work with someone in the UK and get paid. It's not boundary limited. I feel the essence of educating people in tech is very necessary, especially in this part of the world that, should I say, the growth is not really coming that fluid as we want to. Because this particular topic that we are discussing here, some countries, let me not proceed in going to the names, but some countries, I believe, have already taken topics like this earlier before now, and probably I even instituted it within the context of within the curriculum of their secondary school system. So it arms every child, it arms every student with, the skill to solve problem, with the opportunity to solve problem at an early age. You understand? So take education as it has to do with national growth. First, having a skill like this that gives you that cross-border relevance, that places you on the global scale of things, basically adds to the GDP of the country, basically adds to the economy of the country. And by national growth, you're not talking about the population, you're talking about clearly the economy of the country. So how you are able to monetize the skill that you have and affect to the degree to which it affects the economy of the country, because basically you are getting paid for the skill, and basically you are recycling the money in the system, in the Nigerian system. So tech education should be overemphasized and emphasized again, especially for the growth of the nation, and in this particular instance for the national growth. I think I've done justice to this question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you've done more than justice to this question. And if you are a judge, the question, we feel fair enough that, I can go with this judgment for today on this particular question. Yes, I can say that you have done justice to the question. And one thing I will take out from what you said is the fact that we must continue to emphasize, and we should not see it as an overemphasized topic. We should talk about it. One of the things that actually brought me to this point that we need to actually bring this topic up was the fact that Obama, when he was the president of the United States of America, at a point in his regime, during his regime, he always come online to tell the citizens, to encourage them. He will write a computer program, even though it's not so detailed, but he's encouraging them practically on how relevant tech is to the development and the growth of the nation. So he wanted everyone to feel like, oh yes, if my president can do this, can take some time out to learn to write a code and implement it to a level, I can also do it. And remember, leadership is by example, not just by instruction. And then one of the things is that we should emphasize, and to the leadership level, I hope they are listening, and they will be able to implement more on emphasizing on the need for tech for national development. So thank you very much, Mr. Eyo. And moving on quickly to the next conversation, please, audience, if you're joining us on the conversation tonight, please drop a comment in the comment section. It's going to be a wonderful conversation. It's going to be an enlightening one, and it's going to be an impactful one, because yes, a lot of people are scared. And why should you be scared? The scripture says something: my people perish because they lack knowledge. So why perish when you can get the knowledge? On the conversation here tonight, and then we continue with the conversation. Question number 2, Mr. Eyo. How does access towards quality tech education impact a national economy or a nation's economy, development and innovation?
So I think my mic was on mute.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To me, the more accessible tech skills are, the better for the country. To me, the more accessible it is, the better for the country. The better for the growth of the country. Even as it concerns with the economy, the better for the economy. Because tech has come to stay. And we in this part of the world, we must understand that it has come to stay. And so the best we could do is to arm ourselves with this skill. And the best that could be done on the other side is to make it accessible to everybody. The more accessible it is, the better for the country. And being accessible, we can see several platforms offering certain opportunities like scholarship. I believe there are certain platforms that offer scholarship, and there are certain local institutes even around our environment that offer scholarship to a little extent, because it might not be in entirety anyway. They might slash out some things. At least they do this so that that particular skill will be accessible to everybody. Understand the essence of making tech skill accessible to everyone it's a matter that we need to sit on. It's a matter that we need to look at clearly. The more accessible it is, the better for the country, the better for the economy of the country, the better for the innovative space of the country. Because tech in itself, you can place it. Tech in itself can be another word for innovation, because it has come to make things easier for us. Tech is a system that comes to make life easier for everyone. Is a tool that comes to make life easier for everyone. So I feel the more accessible this skill is, the more accessible this education is, this knowledge is, the better for the country. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow, interesting. The more accessible tech education is, the better it is for the nation. And I want to be practical about what you just said about the accessibility of tech education for us as a citizen, especially in this part of the world. When I got my washing machine, before I got my washing machine, this is a practical scenario. I wash my clothes manually. I really don't like giving my clothes out to my cleaners, because I can't entrust my what I wear, what I put on to a third party to wash for me. That's my upbringing. So there was a point in time where I got so busy that my clothes piled up that every one of them were just lying there. I don't know what to do with it. I passed through it and I say, oh, you're still here. Oh, okay. I was hoping the miracle will come to play out. And it was just piling there for 1 month and then 2 months, dirty clothes. And I was like, what will I do? Okay, at some point in time, I have to put up some courage to wash few of them, thinking that, okay, if I can pick up the practice of wash few today, then wash few another time, maybe I'll be able to finish up washing everything. But I noticed that I don't have the time. So I have to go and get the washing machine, and what that did for me was I was able to wash over 50 pairs of clothes, different clothes, within how many hours? I was like, wow, this is a wonder. So you said it helps ease our workload some time ago when you were describing the importance of tech adoption. So for me, at that point in time, I realized that if you think tech is in battle with man and man and work, then you are wrong, because it means that you have not realized the importance of tech to make life easy for yourself as an individual. So I think I'm going to agree with what you just said regarding tech. So it is an enabler. That is the word for me. It is an enabler. It's not coming to struggle with you or struggle with your work in your workplace. So stop thinking that way. So let's move on to the question.
Sorry, just to add to that, I think there's a general misconception around the space of tech, especially now that AI has been invoked. There's this feeling that tech has come to take our works and all those stuff like that. Tech was actually an equipment and a tool that is created to make life easier. You understand? So tech and AI, as it has come to stay, I believe we should accept the reality of AI, that it has come to stay. Sure. And so it has come not to take our works, but to make our works more easier. You understand? And I could probably go elaborate on it, but probably let's just move to other activities. Probably toward the end of the call, I could give you a story, an instance, so it could probably depict clearly this.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that.
Taking our works.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So sticking to what we have for us on the show, question number 3 is on the fact that we want to know what are the key factors that determine the success of a nation's tech education initiative in fostering a knowledge-based economy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the question, and I will clearly go straight to the point. So there are about a couple of factors that I've enumerated that I think determine the success of a nation's tech education. First is the training tool. Second of which is the expert level of trainers, how good they are, how professional are they, do they have the right knowledge of tech, do they have the right knowledge of the sphere that they are talking about. Okay. Thirdly on my list is access to opportunities to practice, because it is not enough to arm people with the skill. It is not enough to arm people with the tech skill. No doubt, as a matter of fact, there are a lot of people that have the tech skill, but they don't have the opportunity to put it to good use. Okay, so arming them with the skill is one. Now we are talking about tech education. We should talk about how they can assess opportunities to put this skill into use. And I think that's the sustainability plan in terms of tech. And lastly, access to funding. Because yes, we know that tech has come to stay, and its essence is to solve problems. In solving these problems, you need funding. In solving these problems, you need capital. Let's say you want to start a business. Let's say you want to open a business. Let's say you want to solve problems. Clearly, you will need funding. You will need money. You understand? Now, access to these things. These are the factors that determine if these factors are looked into. These factors are looked into critically and probably assessed from the professional standpoint of it. I feel it will go far to fostering, the knowledge-based system and enhancing the tech education, and probably giving us a sustainable period in the tech space.
Wow, interesting shares from those points. From point number 1 to point 2 to point 3 is as though they were lining up, waiting for implementation on first one, then the first one can move out, and then the second one can take place. I love that. And
sorry, just to add a little. First, I talked about the training tool. Let's say you want to train someone in let's say design. Let's place it as design for now. What tool are you arming the person with? Yes, you might train the person about the knowledge of tech and all those stuff like that, but is the tool you are using to teach this person a cutting edge tool? Because we need to move with the global trend of it. What application are you using to teach these people, to teach this particular person the knowledge of design? Okay, is that application still in vogue? You understand? Is that application, does it still have that global relevance, or is fading off? So these are the discussions that we should look into. These are the areas that we should look into. So I just wanted to buttress on that a little bit. I understand that time is of the essence, so I think you can take it up from there.
Interesting. It's been a wonderful conversation, even though we are just starting. It's as if we have dealt with most of the questions, and from here, even if we decide to close the conversation for tonight, I am sure if you have started this conversation with us from the beginning, you must have given one or two things, especially at this junction where we are right now. Understanding the tools, how relevant is the tools is one thing for me. Also, I can relate with you very well on this note, because I also run an organization, an NGO per se, that teaches students, youth per se, youth in the organization. What we do is that we train youth to be more skillful and be relevant in their society. And in one of the class, some of the participants came with their old software applications installed on their system. They were not able to meet up with the class, because some of the things that were being done by the facilitator will not be done on their own system. That's the relevance of the tools, and I can relate with that very well and very important. So thank you very much, Mr. Eyo. Thank you very much. It's been a conversation here in the studio. This has been a conversation for us on the show. It's been live engaging conversation. It's been impactful conversation. It's been an educating conversation. And before we continue with the show tonight, if you're joining us, please drop a comment in the comment section and let's know where you're joining us from. Right now, I can only see this person on the show right now. That is official Sokare. I'm not so sure if I pronounce that name very well. Please pardon me for that, but I can identify with you right here on the show. This is Corporate Live Show with McAden. This is Corporate Live Show with McAden. Every Friday evening we come live here on the show to discuss matters and that borders on the professionals. So please, if you're joining us for the first time, please, we appreciate you and we ring the bell to welcome you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope Mr. Eyo will be returning back to us very shortly. Okay, I am Favor. Okay, I can see also someone else. Favor joining us from Lagos. Thank you very much, Favor joining us from Lagos. And I can see pretty well a lot of people are joining us from YouTube. And we hope others can also join us live on the other platforms. So thank you very much. Thank you guys for joining us on the show. Please, as you join us, drop a comment in the comment section. Let's get to know where you are joining us from. And then remember, this is the anniversary period of the Corporate Live Show. We may be giving our gifts. You can never tell. So if you join us and you make comments, we may just select you and give you our fantastic prizes for the anniversary celebration. Thank you very much. Let's continue with the conversation. Mr. Eyo is back here in the studio with us. Thank you very much, Mr. Eyo. Let's quickly dive into the next question so that we can move we can finish up with the conversation with the time allocated for the conversation tonight. Thank you very much. The next question is it's coming to us already, and the next question is saying, in what ways does tech education contribute to reducing digital divide within a country?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. In what way does the tech education contribute to reducing the digital divide within a country? And I believe in this context, we're talking about Nigeria as it is our main domain. So, to me, I still feel the whole concept of enlightenment rings on every question. The whole concept of, letting people know, bringing people to the understanding of this. To me, I feel the more people know, the more the divide is bridged. The more people know, the more the divide is bridged. And I feel we can emphasize this thing. We can emphasize it throughout. The more people know, the more the knowledge is bridged. The more people know, the more the knowledge is bridged. And to me, I feel that is the baseline. I think that is more like the baseline for most of the questions that we have on the show. The aspect of enlightenment, that aspect of bringing this knowledge closer to people, that aspect of putting people on the know on these things. Because if that divide is there, then the only aspect that can help bridge it is the knowledge factor, the educational factor. So just as I said earlier, and let me reiterate again, the more people know, the more the knowledge is bridged. Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you very much. The more the people know, the less divided will be. And the less people know, the more divided will be. Thank you very much. That is a simplified way. A simple way to answer that question. Thank you very much, Mr. Eyo. Let's move on to the next question. How does skill tech a skill tech workforce influence a nation's ability to compete in the global stage?
Okay, how does the skill tech workforce influence a nation's ability to compete in the global market? I believe this question is more experiential. If we look at the context of Nigeria and other well-developed countries, we probably might remove this question. We can't remove this question because this show is a global show.
is for
Yes,
Africans,
I
it's
do
for
agree. I do
yeah.
agree.
So
So I was just saying, being that we are experiencing the globalization, we are experiencing how things are turning, and we are experiencing also the growth. We are seeing also the growth of other nations, and we are seeing how we on this other side are faring. I feel we are seeing also how we on this other side are faring. So that's why I said that we can have a more experiential conversation around the topic. But I feel arming anyone with a tech skill gives that person, just as I said earlier, the ability to compete on a global scale. The ability to compete, not border limited. Just as I said earlier, I began with bringing this understanding that tech skill has a cross-border relevance. You understand? And when you are armed with this skill, when you function with this skill, when you sell this skill to whoever needs it on the global scale and get paid for the skill, it in turns triples into the economy. It in turns the goods to which you get by selling your skill turns into the economy, falls back into the economy. So tech skill, the tech workforce of a particular nation, I feel to me, especially as things are now, is the base. It's not oil per se, because I think we are drifting from that oil as the baseline for growth of a nation, especially Nigeria. We are moving to the aspect of tech, because tech has been intertwined and interwoven in everything. So
yeah,
the tech workforce clearly can bring and influence the growth of a nation to the extent to which it competes in the global market. And this is actually brought forth by solving problems. You understand? If you have a skilled tech workforce, you will solve certain issues that your country is facing, and other countries will come to buy that particular solution, transport it to their country, placing you at the global scale of selling solution-driven items or solution-driven goods or whatsoever. So the tech workforce in any country, I feel I think this is particularly reflected in the way Nigeria is actually, drifting towards supporting the tech system, opening opportunity to scholarship, to different aspects of technological learning, because everyone has come to the understanding that the baseline for growth for any country is on the technological workforce of their citizens. So this question, I believe, holds a greater sense when we look at it with Nigeria in comparison with other countries. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And one thing I come to realize is the fact that the war we fight in the world today is not the kind of war that you have to use a weapon of a bullet, a weapon with bullets. It's not a weapon of what kind of tech. How can you use tech to infiltrate the economy of a nation and then collapse the system in that nation? And if you're not prepared as a nation, you may even though that's not what we're trying to encourage on this platform, but then how well can you secure your nation if you are not tech savvy enough to even protect your own nation with the technological advancement we have in the world today? So we can talk about a lot of things that actually will affect the nation in every angle that we may think of. But then we're going to leave that for another conversation, another time here on the show. Remember, this is a Corporate Live show with McAden. Tonight is an interesting night. We've been on the conversation, discussing the understanding the impact of tech education on national growth. And particularly for us in Nigeria, we are concerned about you. And as you join us in the conversation tonight, please drop a comment. Let's get to know who is joining us and where you are joining us from. So far, so good. I can see here in the studio, this person has joined us official. So that's Sorceress. I think I cannot pronounce that name very well. But I can see Favor who also said hello to us. Hi, I'm Favor, joining us from Lagos. I can see also Nu also joining us from Maduguri. Nu is joining us from Maduguri. Oh, fantastic. That's interesting. I can see Becca Sani. Thank you for joining us. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. let's continue with the conversation. Tonight is going to be an interesting one as we wrap up the conversations very soon. But then before we wrap up the conversation, we still have one or two questions. But please, as audience, if you have any question, any opinion based on what we're discussing so far, please drop in those comments, those opinions, and we'll put it up on here so that others can see your thoughts, your line of thoughts regarding the topic we're discussing tonight. Quickly moving on to the next question, is the question 6. Question 6 is telling us what are the implications of tech education on job creation and workforce development in a nation. This is a question that now brings us back to that point, to that line of thought where people think they are in competition with tech advancement and in the workspace. So let's get to hear from your own perception or your view of thoughts in this on this regard.
Okay, thank you very much. So the question is, what are the implications of tech education on job creation and workforce development in a nation? To me, just as I said earlier, tech has come to stay, and tech has come to solve problems. Tech has come to make our life easier, and just as someone, Jerry, is saying here in the comment section, tech education can make an impact in the nation. Okay, so tech clearly has come to make our job easy, not just not to take our jobs. I think I earlier before now I tried to clear a misconception that we have that tech has come to take our jobs, tech has come to do this and all this stuff. And this
tech is not alien. Tech is perceived to be the alien of
I'm telling you, it's perceived to be the enemy.
Wonderful.
And I think this fear arose as a result of the AI. Because AI has already been in existence, but this particular discussion, this particular fear arose as we had the increasing flow of AI related tools. You understand? The robotics and the likes like that. Everyone is afraid. Oh, tech has come to take our jobs, and a projection has been made that by so year or so year there will be we have robotics. We have people, robot taking over systems, taking over this, taking over that. Well, that might be so to a little extent, but I feel tech has come to make our job easy. Let's take for instance, we have let's take for instance, now we have ChatGPT. Now we have in the design space, we have a lot of related AI related tools. You understand? In the development space, in the coding space, we have a lot of AI related tools that has come to make our job easier, that has come to enhance our job. Things that we could have done, let me say, in 4 to 5 days, we can do it in a day, because tech has actually amplified it to the extent that our job can now be fused in a 4 days job into a day's job. You understand? So tech, just to clear that misconception once again, that tech has come to make our job easier, tech has come to help us and probably bring solution to us. So now, looking at the context of this question, tech education is necessary, especially for job creation. You understand? Because arming yourself with the necessary tech skills can not just make you to be
I lost.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost it for some seconds.
Okay. Well, I was trying to say that skill in itself gives you an opportunity to create jobs. You understand? For the society that you stay. It gives you an opportunity to be an employer of labor. Because by solving problems, you are creating job opportunity for other people. You have created job opportunity for yourself first. Now you are now creating job opportunity for other people. You understand? If you look at the space now, we have a lot of fintech industries around. We have a lot of we have a lot of fintech industries around. We have a lot of organizations that have interwoven with tech. Understand? Thereby creating opportunity for these people that have armed themselves with tech education. Understand? But it's not just about creating the tech education. Now, tech education you need to put this education into good use. And so we have different tech establishments around, and not just tech establishment. A lot of other establishments like banks and the likes have now come to the understanding that tech has come to stay. And so there is no bank, let me not mention them, there is no bank that doesn't have a tech development department. And this particular aspect creates employment opportunity for those ones that have armed themselves with the knowledge of tech. So just as I said earlier, tech education gives you an opportunity to create jobs for other people, not just to create jobs for yourself, but to create jobs for other people. And this woven into the workforce of the nation, and also increases the stakes of the economy of the nation. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. As you were talking about the adoption of technology and the advancement in the technologies, especially where it relates to AI technologies, I began to wonder. I know when I was in the polytechnic then, before I moved to the university to study computer science, there was a course. One of our courses is on artificial intelligence, and I'm just trying to relate. We did artificial intelligence as a course back then. That was in 2008-9, and if I did artificial intelligence as a course, and artificial intelligence is still existing right now, and it's telling me now I've come to review deep knowledge, deep secret about myself to the world. Why should you be afraid? It has been in existence for long. So I began to wonder. Now, artificial intelligence is telling us that, yes, I've been existing, but now you will know me better. That is the actual truth about what is going on in the world today. Talking about chat, GPT, chat, whatever you want to call it. They are now applicable in almost every industry. We have it in finance. We have it in the writing space. So everywhere you find yourself, it's becoming an enabler. And that's why you also have it in robotics. Robotics is not even artificial intelligence. Robotics is robot. You can do robot normally. You tell robot what to do. But now, artificial intelligence is enhancing the functionality, the capacity of what robot can do for us in today's world. And that is where we are moving on to the future. And the future is actually now. Thank you very much.
It's just that the evolution on this side of the world is quite slow and very slow. Because most of these discussions of robotic is actually something that is happening real life in other countries. And just to buttress on what you said, just to buttress on the question on what you said again, the tech skill, the tech education gives you an opportunity to be employable, and gives you an opportunity to start your own business, to create solutions, to solve problems, understand, to place you at the global scale to which you can compete with everyone, any other person around the world. And that is why I think the school system in Nigeria has, though they are still struggling with creating and instituting and fixing the tech education in the space, but I feel it's necessary to consider this knowledge, and knowledge that students from a young age should be in the know of. Students from secondary school should be in the know of, so that their learning curve is very fast. And so by arming them with this kind of knowledge early enough, by the time they grow up to take up certain positions, they'll be competing on the global scale, they'll be competing on the international scale. And so it helps them to be employable. Just to reiterate, it helps them to also create solutions by way of starting their business, or creating solutions to people around them. Yeah, thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eyo. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful conversation. Also joining us in tonight's conversation is I think she mentioned she already introduced herself, and one of the comments we have here on the comment section is from a favor who's saying that are there tech skills I can master on my mobile before getting a working system? Let me leave that question to you, Mr. Eyo.
Okay. Thank you very much for the question. Actually, I saw this question and I wish if I'm supposed to answer this question on a personal note, I would actually want to know what the person is interested in first. What are the things the person, because I could tell you a couple of skills that you could learn on your smartphone, but you might not really be aligned with it, let's say. You understand? So to answer that question, and make it effective, I would probably want to know a couple of things about the person. What are you into? Then I could probably give you an update of things you can learn, with your smartphone, and actually make money and actually monetize the skill and make money with it. But regardless, I feel there are a couple of things that you can learn with your smartphone before getting a device. If you go to the aspect of, because tech is actually a broad space. In the space of tech, we have digital marketing, which encompasses social media marketing, which encompasses email marketing, which encompasses affiliate marketing and the likes. And we have the design space, which encompasses graphic design, which encompasses UI UX, product design, and animations and the likes. And we have the software development space, which encompasses front end and which encompasses front end, back end, and to a larger extent, full stack and all those stuff like that. But I feel for you that wants to learn from your smartphone device, there are a couple of skills that you can learn. You can learn digital marketing, specializing in social media marketing, but you can also specialize in digital marketing on a bigger scale of it. There are courses online that do not require you to have, a system. You can pick up a course on Coursera and a digital skills course on Coursera. You can pick up a social media course on Coursera, and there are other platforms which you can pick up certain courses. These courses do not need you to own a system. These courses you can operate on them with your smartphone device. I have a friend that learned digital marketing on his smartphone device, and to the degree to which he started monetizing it and paying his bills and doing all whatnot. You understand? Now, he has gone to the extent to which he can get a working system for himself, but he did not allow the aspect of not having a working system to limit him. So there are a couple of skills you can learn from your smartphone device and actually work on. So I first began with saying that I might really want to know more about the person, to know what the person is passionate about. Even as it has to do with design, you can design with your phone. You can design with Canva. People do Canva designs and make a whole lot of money from it. So I'll probably want to know certain things that you might be interested in, what triggers you, a couple of all those things like that, so that I could probably lead you into the understanding of certain skills that would feed on your interest. Okay, but these are certain aspects that I feel if you are interested, you could go into. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. With a few minutes left on the show tonight, it is a privilege for me to have Mr. Eyo having this conversation with us tonight. And then it's been a fantastic conversation. It's been an impactful conversation. It has been an enlightening one for us. For me, in the studio with him, it's been a privilege for me. And I do hope you guys enjoyed yourself. You've enjoyed the conversation so far. The last question I have for Mr. Eyo is coming up shortly. Once I'm sure that he's available for us. I'll throw that question to the head so that we can trash that question and then move on. For tonight, it's been a conversation. Thank you very much, Mr. Eyo, for returning back to the show. And then quickly, the last question, but not the least, is how can tech education programs be tailored to address the specific needs and challenges of the nation, particularly in low-income areas?
Okay. Thank you very much for the question once again. And
Yeah.
this particular question. Okay, let's just see how it goes. So, to me, first things first.
Yeah.
First things first. I feel we need to establish what the needs are. Okay, we first need to have go to the basics, understand what are the needs of these areas. What are the needs in these areas? And secondly, we need to look at the interest level of people in these areas. What are they interested in? What are they passionate in? And I will give you an instance. What are they what what are they what is the let me put it this way. What are the predominant activities that people are engaged in that particular space, in that particular locality? You understand? And lastly, we need to look at engaging organizations that are into funding these things. Okay, that are into funding these things. And let me give you an instance. I so as late last year in my workspace, we began building a product. And the product, it's yeah the name of the product is Kobo Collect. Okay, now this particular tool aims to help farmers in a trifold point of view. It aims to help farmers. It aims to give farmers access to land. It aims to give farmers access to funds. It aims to give farmers access to market. And if you want to look at it clearly, these particular issues are what stifles farming in Nigeria. If a farmer doesn't have where to sell his or goods, surely it will perish and the effort will be a futility. You understand? If the farmer doesn't have a good funding system to enlarge its capacity, the business will crumble. You understand? And lastly, if the farmer doesn't have the right knowledge, the requisite knowledge of of the best farming systems, he will probably be still wallowing in certain knowledge deficit around the farming, around the agricultural space. So the product clearly helps to give farmers access to funds, access to funds, access to knowledge in terms of best agronomical practices, and access to market. So you can see this particular tool as a tool that has been able to solve the problem of farmers in Nigeria. You understand? So this is how you can tailor with this particular product. You can see, let's make an instance of a state like Adamawa State. I remember some months ago, I visited Adamawa State, and I got to discover that predominantly a lot of people in that state are farmers. There are more farmers than civil servants or what have you in that country. The predominant occupation in that country, in that state, is farmers, is farming. You understand? So understanding what the need of the people are in that particular locality, in that particular space, in that particular area, would help you to understand the kind of tool you should introduce in that system that will help them. You understand? In this particular case, you could see that we were able to introduce a tool that was able to solve the threefold problem farmers face in Nigeria. Farmers would always have problems that it has to do with funding, getting establishment that could give them loan without that they will pay off without having issues. You understand? So this particular system gives them access to loan. I'm using this particular tool to answer this question, okay? And I believe you get. So this particular system gives them access to loan, give them access to best agronomical practice in terms of the knowledge factor, and give them access to funding, give them access to markets. You understand? So you can see how this tool has been able to. You can see how we have been able to use this tool to solve problems for farmers in Nigeria. You understand? You can see how we have been able to use this tool to capture the need of a particular locality and actually, use it to solve their problems. So now I wanted to use this particular tool to this particular instance to answer this question. You understand? And the last aspect which I talked about, engaging with organizations for funding and all this stuff. Now, organizations seeing what we are doing, seeing what we are projecting, have actually come to support, have actually come to show interest, have actually come to see how we can, how this particular idea could be broader than it is. You understand? So just as I said earlier, first know the need of the people within this locality. Look at the interest level of people within that locality and engage organizations into the funding of these ideas. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Know the needs, then you can create a solution for those problems or those needs in that locality. Thank you very much. It's been an emphatical session. It's been an elaborative session. It's been an educative session, and I'm sure you've gotten the best out of what the conversation tonight. Remember, we cannot shoot beyond the time of 1 hour for this conversation. I know Mr. Eyo is excited and is ready to actually teach, not lecture, teach you to understand that there is a great impact of tech education on a national growth, and that is what we've been able to manage with the time frame allocated for the conversation tonight. Let me allow Mr. Eyo say 1 or 2 things before he goes tonight, because we must have a parting word from Mr. Eyo. Thank you very much, Mr. Eyo. Over to you. What is your last word? What is your word of encouragement to everyone listening to us on the show tonight?
Thank you very much. First of all, I would want to appreciate you for the warm invite. Once again, thank you very much. It's been an amazing time in this space, talking about having these discussions around tech education. Tech education is a topic that should be emphasized and overemphasized and overemphasized. And just as I said earlier, the more the knowledge of it, the more the gap is bridged. You understand? So I feel this is a topic that we should not just have for a one-time thing. We should make it recurrent. Let tech be interwoven in your discussions. Let tech be interwoven in whatever discussions you bring to the foyer, so that it could actually bring us closer to the knowledge of things in the global space. So thank you very much for the time. This topic, we can't exhaust it here, believe me. There are other instances, there are other aspects that I would have loved to point out, but for the lack of time and the want of it, I understand that this show, has a time duration. Of course, time is of the essence. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for listening to me. And then thank you very much for having me on the show. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eyo, for being here on the show with us tonight. It's been a conversation. Remember, this has been the show at the Corporate Life Studio. Remember, we do this every Friday evening, where we bring in professionals to discuss topics that borders on the economy, especially that affects you as a professional or an entrepreneur, because we are passionate about what happened to you and what happened to the country. And remember, there is no nation without the people. And that is one of the reasons we appreciate so much of what we've learned from Mr. Eyo tonight. And because of this, we want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Eyo tonight.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
All right, thank you guys for being here. Thank you very much. So sorry for the breaking transmission from my hand here. So we say a very big thank you to Mr. Eyo, who has done so well in explaining and trashing those questions. So from all of us at the Corporate Live Show, Corporate Live Studio, we say a very big thank you to you. A very big thank you to you, Mr. Eyo, for being here on the show with us tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who joined us on for tonight's conversation. For everyone who joined us, we say a very big thank you to you also. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here with us on the show. So this is where we draw the curtain for tonight's conversation. So thank you very much, everyone who joined us tonight. Till we see you again, where we'll be discussing very important topic, and we have a very important topic for us next week, Friday evening. Join us as we bring a fantastic guest again towards explain and portrays on the importance of watch out. Until we see you next time. Thank you. And bye-bye for now. I remain your humble host, Macarthy Adeniyi, popularly known as McAden. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.